Hey, what's up? It's your boy Elf7. We're ready for a very special episode today. Today I got a very special guest. Some of y'all might know him. I'm gonna introduce. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead. Oh my! Wait, is that Nell? Nell Nieves? What?
What's
Wait!
going
What happened to Andrew? No, I thought it was Andrew. What happened, man? No, I'm just kidding. He gets everybody like that. He's a real cool brother. He's good with the graphics, as you could tell right there. He loves the jokes. He's always making everybody crack up. I love this guy. Yeah.
Nell, actually, he wanted to ask you. He's a Republican who switched to Democrat to vote for you, and he's now.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
I know.
Nell Davis.
Yes.
What's up, Nell?
Yeah, it's so cool. He gets a shout out.
So, let's get into the interview, man. Nell, what's up, buddy?
Let's get into it. I'm glad I got you again for the fifth time. Let me just update my name here on what's going on, man. How's everything?
I'm living life, man. Living life. So, I originally came from the Tulsi movement. I'm still Tulsi at heart, but I got Yang on the mind, right? Because honestly, Yang has such a great organization. They're getting so much done. You know what I mean? Tulsi movement. It's basically me, and maybe there's a couple people out there, but I really haven't found them. So I'm still working on it. But people like yourself have just been amazing me at your constant work at what's going on. So I just want to introduce you to my viewers, right? And, turn some of the other people that are maybe, Tulsi fanatics or whoever watches this channel and, they're looking for a way to get involved and they don't see that as available. Yang Gang is a great option. And some people over here have differences with Yang, whatever. You know what? Even people in the Tulsi crew had differences with Tulsi. So don't think that they all think the same way. That's ridiculous, yeah? They're very nice people to work with. They're very effective, which is most important, yeah? And we're about to find out right here about one of the definitely more effective members right here, my man Nell right here, yeah? So Nell, what's the story, man? How'd you get involved with the Yang Gang and all this?
Yeah. So me, I'm a Republican first of all, who actually ended up switching to Democrat to vote for Andrew Yang. So I wanted to get that out the way. The reason I became Yang Gang or how I became Yang Gang was I obviously did not vote for Donald Trump in 2016. And come this time around, I was looking for, you know, who's going to be running for president, because obviously I wasn't going to vote for Donald Trump. So I was very interested when the Democrats decided to, when they not when they decided, but when they were running for, when they brought all, they had like 25 people running for president. And so I was right for the first debate, I wanted to see who was out there. I went to see the choices. And as soon as I heard Andrew Yang speak, as soon as he said, I'm not a politician, I'm an entrepreneur problem solver, I was all ears. That's right. Literally all he had to say. Then he started talking about automation and how jobs are being taken away with automation. And that's something that when I saw that, when I heard that, I said, oh man, I know that that's true because, living in New York, you live in New York, right, Ed?
Yeah.
So living in New York, you know that when you look at like the tolls, for example, every time you go through a bridge or a tunnel, growing up, we would have to pay, and you would have little by little, you would see the easy pass lanes go from 2 lanes to 3 lanes to 4 lanes, and then all of a sudden you have like 5 easy pass lanes and like 2 cash lanes. Yeah. So little by little, you start seeing how automation was taking away these jobs, and I always said to myself, how if automate, all these jobs are being taken away by automation, but I never knew there was a solution until Andrew Yang started talking about universal basic income. I said, wait a minute, that's a perfect solution to all these job losses, And so as soon as I heard him say all that, in the first debate, I was a fan right away.
Awesome, my man. So the thing is that, you've been part of this race now, right? And this is, I believe, one of the first campaigns you really worked for, right? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't work on Yang 2020.
Okay.
I was at that time. I was just.
You were part of the community, though. I mean, you can't deny that. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Yeah.
was on Facebook.
Okay.
I was very heavily on Facebook. I always had a Twitter, but I wasn't really active on Twitter. I didn't like Twitter at all. But
Okay.
um, uh, during Yang 2020, the Yang 2020 campaign, I was mostly, I was just a supporter. I would donate and I would buy merch. That's all
Right.
I really did. Yeah.
So, all right. So, but you've turned it up. When did you turn up your activities?
Yeah. So what happened was, as soon as Andrew Yang decided to suspend,
Yeah.
I was devastated, and that's when I decided. I said, I have to do a lot more than what I've been doing,
Right.
and I said, I have to do more, and I went to uh, you remember Andrew Yang went to the View to make his big announcement.
Yes.
You
My
remember that?
friend
That was
actually went there. Yeah. He's one of those
really
three guys. Yeah.
one of what three guys?
There was like a picture that they had, like it got memed and stuff. Yeah, because they were
Oh,
like
really?
yelling "Yang Gang" and they had the hats and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was there. I was at the View
Okay.
for
Oh
his
wait,
big
wait.
announcement.
I think it was the View. Yeah, yeah. Do you know a guy named
Yeah.
Aker? A little Asian guy. You know what I mean?
No, I mean he was probably there.
Okay.
I don't remember, but I went to the View. I remember, dude. I remember when I heard that Andrew Yang was going to be at the View, and somebody posted on Facebook. They said, "Oh, you could sign up in this link, and you could go see Andrew Yang live." And I said, "I can't miss this. I
Yeah.
can't miss this." And I signed up for 2 tickets, and I got the 2 tickets, and you know, I was fortunate enough to go,
Yeah.
and yeah. So anyway, I was at the View that day, and there after the View ended, uh, there was a group of us that said, "Hey, do you guys want to go eat Chinese food afterwards?" And so we went out to a Chinese food restaurant, and when we were at the Chinese food restaurant, there was maybe like 20 of us, maybe 25 of us,
Okay.
that were at the Chinese food restaurant, and Jonathan Herzog came in to talk to us.
Right.
Jonathan Herzog was
Yeah.
running
Campaign manager,
in.
kind of. Yeah.
No, no,
Well, he was top guy
no.
in
Well,
the.
I don't know.
He was one of the
I don't
first
know.
hires.
He was on the staff for Yang
Yeah.
2020. I don't know exactly what his job was, but
Right.
on the campaign, but he was actually running for New York 10, District
Yeah.
10, for Congress, and he started talking about his plan and what he wanted for New York 10, and I mean, I was so impressed with everything that he was saying. I said, man, I gotta help this guy out. Like somehow I gotta do something, and they were actually collecting signatures for whoever wanted to volunteer, and from that group, a group of people actually joined his team. I didn't come on until later on as a volunteer,
Okay.
but once I joined Jonathan Herzog, and helped his campaign, well, I was a volunteer there. I wasn't a staff or anything like that, but I was
Your phone
designed.
banking stuff like that, yeah. And by the way,
Yeah.
just now, so I hear like a dichotomy. There was a point like before Yang dropped, right? Yeah, where you were kind of like a little bit more, let's say, maybe a casual. And then the
Yep.
thing is that after he dropped out, then you became kind of hardcore, yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So what happened was, well, I got very involved with the Herzog
well, I want
campaign.
to ask, was there any further evolution of that particular hardcoreness? Because I know you've worked
Uh,
on a bunch of campaigns since then.
yes. So after after the Herzog campaign, I was friends with Blair Walsingham on Facebook, actually, before she started to run, before she decided to run, and we were, like we would. It was just like a hi and bye. Hey, I like this or I like that, whatever. It wasn't. Um, so it was just like, just Facebook friends. And after Yang suspended, Blair announced that she was gonna run for Congress, and I was like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
And so eventually I joined Blair's campaign as a graphic designer. So I was working on 2 campaigns at the same time, and then I heard about Budrun Khan, who was actually running for Congress in my own district,
Hmm.
District 10, District 14, against AOC, and I decided to help Budrun Khan as well. So I was working on 3 different campaigns at the same time,
Sure.
doing graphic design.
I actually have a question for you about the. Okay, so the thing is that when I was working the Tulsi campaign, right? Yeah. One thing that they did was they tried to prevent different regions of the country from talking to each other. Yeah. But right now, when you look at yours, like talking to Blair, right? Blair is not from New York. For me, right, that's actually one of the most powerful things that can come out of it, right? Like right now, you can see that you are utilizing these relationships to forward the goals of the Yang Gang, right?
Absolutely.
And I actually broke ranks with Tulsi's group, and I actually contacted people all over the nation, and I still have access to that, right, to that base to a certain extent. So, yeah, I just wanted to know if things were similar in your campaign to see if like they had maybe like suggested not talking to each other or something like that.
No, not at all. Actually, the total opposite. Just the freedom to be able to help out this candidate and that candidate all at the same time. Like
I sincerely believe that's why there's a huge difference between the Yang Gang ended up with such a passionate, like getting people to make hundreds of calls, thousands of calls versus the Tulsi movement, which is completely, where is it? There's nothing.
Yeah, correct. Well, I can tell you the difference. What the ability to be able to go from campaign to campaign was extremely helpful because
you're learning so much. I know. Yeah.
Not only was I learning, but I was able to take things that I learned on the Herzog campaign and do them over on the on Blair Walsingham's campaign. And ideas from Blair I would take to Herzog's campaign. So it was like a bounce of ideas. And at any given moment, if Blair needed something or we were pushing a goal for Blair, then all I had to do was just tweet about it to my friends at the Herzog campaign, and they would help me retweet and like it.
Exactly.
And,
the networking and all of that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean? So it really has been very, very extremely helpful.
Cool.
Yeah. It's been more like a family more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of the black sheep all the time. Yeah, I'm used to that, but that's always been my whole life because I will stand for things that other people are uncomfortable with, like Tulsi. So that's why I'm so, you know what I mean. But Yang Gang has been amazing, man. Now the thing is that as in terms of the organization, right? I usually ask what's the most productive. There's so many different things that Yang Gang does well. Yeah. What do you think is some of the most, just from your perspective, what do you think has allowed Yang Gang to be successful?
Definitely the Twitter game is unmatched.
Okay.
The Twitter game with Yang Gang is definitely unmatched.
You guys are still making memes like crazy. Like there was another recent campaign. I'm like, dang, these guys still making fire memes. These guys these guys don't stop. They don't care. You know what I mean? That's good.
Well, you know what I mean. We have the Yang Gang has a team of everything. I think it seems. I'm a part of one of the memers, if that's a word.
That's cool, man. I like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we make memes. We trend. We could still see that Yang Gang has the power to trend. When the DNC basically snubbed Andrew, if it wasn't for Yang Gang, would Andrew had actually spoken at the DNC? Maybe not. But I think that to Yang Gang's credit, we actually made that happen.
Yeah. So, just a quick note to people out there, yeah? Now, the thing is that being a, someone who moved into the Yang Gang, I've tried to pull other people into the Yang Gang, and sometimes they'll say, like, oh, like, I don't like Yang for this reason or that reason, right? First of all, nobody's perfect, including your chosen candidate. Let's be real, okay? That's number one. Number two, right? Not everybody in Yang Gang feels exactly the same way about Yang, right? They're not robots, okay? And maybe you had a negative experience with one or two people in the Yang Gang, but I'll tell you right now that the people who have stuck around are the people who understand they understand they've been humbled, right? Because Yang dropped out, and they're very, honestly, the people that are left are nice, right? Because they need help, yeah? And they've been totally respectful to me, and we've had a good time, and honestly, it's been some of the best experiences I've had in 2020. God's truth, yeah. Like we've hung out together, in like some Yang Gang chats. We've done a bunch of things, me and this guy, as well as some other cats. It's been a wonderful feeling. Yeah, I'm really so happy part of this community. So I invite y'all to join, yeah, and make the Yang Gang stronger. Yeah, it's actually one of the few organizations that's still around that actually has a serious chance at bringing change to this country. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, Yang Gang loves Tulsi. You know what I mean? It's not like we don't love Tulsi. I would have loved to see Tulsi, even I was upset that they didn't even let Tulsi speak at the DNC.
I know, yeah, because
You know,
Yang
like
even officially did it, yeah. And
yeah,
but I'm also yeah
she
getting
flat
yeah
out. Well, Tulsi flat out, she tweeted, "Hey, I wasn't even invited."
yeah
And that's really totally messed up because she got delegates.
yeah
You know what I mean? And because she got delegates, she deserved to speak. And not only that, she was one of the people that she was on longer even than Andrew Yang himself.
yeah
You know what I'm saying? So it's upsetting to see the DNC do this, because they're supposedly the
arbiters of
the part
justice,
the
yeah,
party of the
right.
people, right? The
Yeah,
party of the people, and then there's a certain amount of people that love Tulsi. They want to hear from Tulsi. They want to see what she got to say. And guess what?
got disrespected.
They're not letting her speak, and they
Yeah,
did it to her. This is not the first time.
they do that
You
to
know what I
Yang
mean?
too, though. They did
Oh
that to
yeah, they
Yang
did.
too. It's
Yeah,
just
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, and that's the reason why Yang speaks is the thing.
yeah.
That's the reason why Yang's podcast is called Yang Speaks, because
Okay,
they didn't let him speak.
yeah.
So now.
So, so look, there's now obviously right. The media was a huge part, right, as in terms of like Yang not being able to really be successful in 2020, right?
Yep.
But as in terms of the movement now, right, there's certain things that we're trying to achieve, yeah.
Yep.
Whether it's like trying to get down ballot candidates in, whether it's trying to promote UBI, right? Yeah. Whether it's trying to build a community of friendly, right, an open community where we can welcome like people from all. I'm talking to people from everywhere, libertarians, Republicans, Democrats, Green Party, MPP, Tulsi people, Bernie people, everybody. I'm trying to bring them into the house, right? Any house, Yang Gang is a great place to meet up. But what do you? What do you think is like the biggest thing that's that's preventing Yang Gang from succeeding in its goals right now?
right right
Yeah.
now, well, you know what it is. Yang Gang is, when you think about Yang Gang, we're not we are one group of people, right?
Yes.
But we are made up of a spectrum of different political views.
Yeah.
So right now, there seems to be like a little bit of a division since Andrew suspended, but
Mm-hmm.
yet there's still a hardcore Yang Gang that's still, hey, humanity first, and
Okay.
still accepts like for instance, right now you know I like I said, I'm a Republican who switched to Democrat to vote for Andrew Yang, and I was luckily, I was able to vote for Andrew Yang on June 23rd in New York, in the New York primaries, and you know, but I still hold some Republican views. I would say conservative views, not really Republican views. I would hold some conservative views, but that's due to my upbringing.
Okay.
Where I came from.
Such
I
as
was
perhaps.
like I was raised Christian, right?
Okay.
So
Me
so
too.
I
I'm
yeah
Christian.
so
I don't
yeah
deny it for a second.
yeah yeah, I never deny that I'm Christian, right? So I still hold some conservative views on certain things, but I've learned that just because uh, I feel a certain way about certain things doesn't mean that others don't have a right to live their life, right?
Yeah.
In freedom, because we live in America,
Yeah.
and the truth of the matter is, we all say the Pledge of Allegiance. We all we all pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
Yeah.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with what, liberty
And
and
justice for all.
justice for all. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. The most important thing that people forget is freedom and is liberty and justice for all. That's
Yeah.
the key word right there, for all. It's not liberty and justice for Christians.
Okay.
Liberty and justice for Christians. It's liberty and justice for Muslims. Liberty and justice for Buddhists. Liberty and justice for Jews. It's for everyone.
Yeah.
For everyone. So I have freedom to live my life as I want to, but that doesn't mean you don't have the freedom.
I'd like to share a little story with you from the Bible right quick, yeah? Now, it's not in every translation of the Bible. I believe this is the version is from the Good News Bible, but here's the story right
Yep.
here, okay? So there's a business owner, and he's closing up his shop, and his employees like selling his stuff off super cheap, right, to his friends, and just kind of slacking off. Yeah? So he goes to Jesus to complain. And then Jesus says, the man's doing nothing wrong, close your shop and, go home. Yeah? So it sounds kind of weird, right? Like the guy's kind of like almost borderline stealing and slacking off, right? It doesn't sound good. So why would Jesus say, go home, he's doing nothing wrong? What's the message there? So, the message was explained to me like this, yeah? The thing is that it's wrong for you to impart your morality upon others. Maybe you're the type of person, though, even though the store is closing, you're going to still work hard, right? But this guy, he has nothing to gain from it. And that's Jesus saying this. That's crazy, right? So, going around and being holier than thou, that's not helping anybody. Yeah, we need some compromise. So that's very mature of you, and that's cool, man. I appreciate it, yeah?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that's what Yang Gang is about, right? A lot of people say Yang Gang is like they had a negative experience. Look what Nell's saying right here. Honestly, you're not going to have any problems with Nell, right? Yeah, and a lot of people in Yang Gang are like this. So whatever experience you had, you know what I mean? Maybe just some overenthusiastic young kid, whatever, right? But go deeper. That one person does not the Yang Gang, yeah?
Listen, at the end of the day, we're all human,
Yeah.
and that's really what it is. There's no difference between you and I.
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican, right?
Boricua.
Where you from?
I was born here, yeah? But my parents were
You were
from
born
Korea.
here, but
Yeah.
okay, your parents are
Yeah.
from Korea.
Yeah.
But we're human. You feel, you bleed. I feel, I bleed. So
Yeah.
And we all and living in America, this is America's is the land of the free, right? So we have the freedom to live our life as I want. And I don't have to impose my beliefs on you, and you shouldn't impose your beliefs on me. I can share what my beliefs are, and if you choose to believe them, then that's fine. And if you choose not to, and that's your choice. We all have what God gave us all free will, right?
Sure.
And that's where I stand. So the difference between me then as a conservative Republican and me now as a conservative Democrat, right?
Yeah.
If you can say that, is that when I was a conservative Republican, I was I was more to the right in the sense that I wasn't open to working with someone who was like a homosexual, for example. Like someone who's a homosexual, I would respect them and I would say, hi, bye, and be nice to them. But but the truth of the matter is, if they were to tell me, hey, Nelson, I want you to do a graphic for me, and I want you to add a rainbow, and this is for Gay Pride, for Gay Pride Month, thankfully, nobody ever came to me back then and asked me that.
Yeah.
But had they done that, I likely would have said, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in that, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
The difference with me now is that I understand that, just because that is what they do doesn't mean that I can't design for them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a job is a job. And if I'm getting paid for it or whatever, it doesn't matter. I will, I will do what I need to do to
what they said in the Bible, right? What's God is God's, and what Caesar's is Caesar's, right? So on earth,
correct.
We're trying to, right,
Correct.
help the conditions of our fellow man, and if it's through a gay person or a straight person, it doesn't matter, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: one of the first designs that I did for Jonathan Herzog's campaign was for his birthday. They were having May 25th was his birthday, and I remember that because it was his 25th birthday on May 25th, right? They asked me to make a birthday graphic. Now, they didn't tell me what, that they wanted any rainbows or anything like that. They weren't pushing that agenda. All I was told was that they wanted it to be festive.
Okay.
Now, I know Jonathan Herzog is a gay man, and he's running for Congress. He was running for Congress at the time. And at that moment, I had a choice, and I said, wait a minute. And I kind of, at that moment, I could say I had a decision to make. I could continue being Nelson, the strict conservative who will not do this.
Yeah.
Or I can say, you know what? this is for a greater cause. If Jonathan Herzog makes it,
Yeah.
he will push UBI, and if he pushes UBI, he'll be able to get UBI done in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Yeah.
So for me, there was a greater cause
Yeah.
than than that one little conflict. So I said, you know what? But the thing is, again, nobody asked me, but to do anything related to LGBTQ or anything like that. But when I created it, knowing that he is a gay man, I said, you know what? Let me add a cake that has the layers that are rainbow, like rainbow layers.
Oh, that's cool.
And you know what? I'll send you the image of that, so
Cool.
you can maybe
Put it on.
post
Yeah.
it.
Put it in the screen. Yeah. No
Yeah,
doubt. Yeah.
yeah,
We'll
so,
let the viewers see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, correct. You know, I could put the image, and it was a nice graphic announcing his 25th birthday, and it was done. Honestly, I did it with love, to be honest with you, and that's the difference between me then and me now, is that I was able to do that graphic, and I did it
Right.
with love,
Because a
and I
higher
did love,
calling, right, elevated your,
dude.
your spirit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And I said I did it with love, and I did it for Jonathan. Let me tell you, I respect Jonathan Herzog so much.
Yeah.
You know, I love the guy. I love him. I have so much respect for him. And you know, I hope that he decides to run again. You know, when in 2022 or whenever it is that he's able to.
I hope he starts
I,
getting more involved right now. We could use his help, man.
yeah,
He's been a
absolutely.
little
And Jonathan,
quiet, man. I still love him
he's
though, yeah. But I
yeah,
get it. It's
yeah,
like tough to take that loss. I've taken
yeah,
losses like that before. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I'm sure he's got other things going that we probably don't know about, right? He's more
yeah.
connected and
Correct.
stuff. He's higher up, so you know what I mean.
Correct.
But come listen to those little guys, John. Come on, man. We miss you, buddy. Yeah.
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 No,
Yeah.
definitely. Jonathan Herzog he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
And you know, again, I was impressed with him that day when I saw him, and I'm still, you know, just to see what we were able to do in Jonathan Herzog's campaign. He was running against an incumbent who was there for 28 years, who
Right.
had never really debated anybody. Something about Jonathan that I loved about the campaign and Jonathan himself was, what we did was he was running against an incumbent who was there for 28 years and didn't debate anybody. And you know, Jonathan is a 25-year-old running for Congress, his first time ever, no political experience other than working on the Yang 2020 campaign, and yet we were able to convince him and push him to actually debate Jonathan.
Cool.
That is a huge feat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how did we do it? We trended. We it was just a whole big teamwork. And it wasn't just the Jonathan Herzog campaign. It was Yang Gang together as a unit, because
Yeah.
we had people from all over the state.
You know,
We
also
had
I
Yang
want
Gang
to
from all over.
I want to add to this right now. The thing is that Jonathan Herzog's campaign, right? The thing is that there was also someone who was running against, I think, who was like kind of Justice Democrats, right? But the thing is that Yang Gang nowadays has come together with Justice Democrats to work for Alex Morse. So the thing is that I really like about Yang Gang is they don't draw lines and say, oh, you went against us in this one way, so you're permanently against us, you're the enemy, which is the way that a lot of the left people treat this thing, yeah, which they need to get over,
Yep.
yeah? Yang Gang, right, has a very mature approach to, like, you know, a very policy focus based approach towards things that needs to be respected, and honestly is a blueprint for many other organizations if they want to succeed and get things done for the people, versus, right, being themselves, like being the arbiter of change and, you know, being the king of their own little castle, right? They have a choice, right? They could submit and, you know, and humble themselves and work together, or they could beat their own chest. Yeah, so that's another thing I love about Yang Gang.
Well, here's the thing, that, you know, we're focused on getting the policies. So we
Yeah.
understand that the policies that Andrew Yang brought to the table are greater than Andrew Yang himself.
Yep.
You understand what that means?
I get
So
that,
what I
yeah.
mean by that, yeah, what I mean by that is that you know, we believe in the vision for America that Andrew Yang brought so much that it doesn't matter if Andrew Yang is the one bringing it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
We will push whoever's bringing that vision, because
Yeah.
that's really what this movement is about. That's why this is a movement. you know.
And as
And,
I hear a lot of this again and again, we don't have political experience, but that's actually a lot of political wisdom right there, and much wiser than many other organizations that are out there. So I'm very deeply appreciative of that, and I hope that a lot of you got that y'all out there, right? You don't know until you try it, so come give Yang Gang a try. That's what I have to say. I'm having a great time. Yeah. All right.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, let me tell you. I mean, you know, ever since. So, I mean, I'm focusing a lot in this interview on the Jonathan Herzog campaign, and it's because it's the one that really got me started.
Yeah.
Um, but you know,
But you work
I've
on other
worked,
things
like I
now,
said,
right? What about like you talked about Blair, and you're also working with not Dinah. Who's the other person that you're working with?
I'm I'm working I'm working with Erica Rhodes on her
Okay.
campaign as well.
Cool.
She's running in 2022,
Okay.
and she is dynamite. I love Erica. Working with her has been a true pleasure.
Well, if it's 2 years out,
Yeah,
hopefully she has time to interview on this channel. That would be great. If not, I get it. You know what I mean? But I am always
yeah,
like
yeah.
open to that. Hopefully, with 2 years out, she has some time for us.
No, you
That'd be
know what?
cool.
I think I can probably get it.
Don't worry
She's
about it.
really
Don't. I'm a
busy.
little guy. She's better
Yeah.
off with Paget. Yeah. Like I'm very.
No, no,
I get my
no,
place
but
in this world, but that's
no,
fine. I have no
no,
problem
no.
with that. Yeah.
Listen, no. Here's the thing, though. Here's the
Yeah.
thing with Erica, that she doesn't look at people as little,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. She looks at everybody equally, and that's what I
Yeah.
love about her, because she
I
will be.
appreciate that. I appreciate, but
Yeah,
really, I
I.
also want her to. I would rather her be on Paget than on my show. You get what I mean? That's just me
She's
because I understand
but
because I'm goal
no,
focused, just like you, right? I am,
no. Well,
right?
here's the thing.
It doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody,
What
right? Yeah.
Correct. No, but I'm sure she would come on your show, and she has been on Paget twice already. So,
Cool. All right.
you know, so it's fine. But you know, the thing
It's
with
all
Erica,
good, man. It's all love, baby. It's no.
dude,
I don't really. Yeah.
she is so hardworking. She is out there every day, man. And
Cool.
school just started. She's teaching right now, and she's still doing her thing outside. Like she'll go to work and she'll teach, and then after work she's out there knocking on doors, talking to people. Like, she is amazing, and you know, it's very admirable what she's doing,
Yeah.
and yeah, and not only that, she has a podcast too. I don't know if you
Oh,
know that.
cool. No,
She has.
we'll put the link below. Yeah, send it to me.
Oh, yeah,
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 I'll check out
absolutely,
some
yeah.
episodes. Yeah.
But you know, Blair has a podcast. Erica
Okay.
has a podcast. So yeah, we'll put both links below.
Cool. Yeah,
But
no
yeah,
doubt.
it's just great, and it's what I like about Erica is her energy, and she's very focused on, on education, and how to better things in terms of education, and she has I'm not going to say there's child labor or anything like that. We have kids that are working in the campaign.
Yeah.
They're of age where they can work. But it's so nice to be able to work with young, talented, and
What
very smart people.
What's your
You
take
know.
on the current situation right now? It's a very broad. It's a purposefully broad question, so you can attack it from any angle. Yeah, you could take it from a political standpoint. You could take it from the COVID thing. You could take anything you want, right? But that will actually link into, right, what are your plans for the future? Yeah. So,
Gotcha.
what's your take on the current situation?
The current situation. Well, the current situation, we can say, uh, the current situation right now that we're seeing is Trump versus Biden, right?
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that comes to my mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, uh, it's something that personally I'd rather not even think about, because both sides, we don't know. It's like,
I feel you on that. Yeah.
but to be honest with you, yeah, I mean, I think everybody feels that way, but at the same time, um, I have decided, like, it's like, you got to look at things this way. I trust Andrew Yang, right? And I trusted Andrew Yang to be president, right? Because I wanted to vote for him for president. He's not being president right now. So, but I trusted him, and I heard this from somebody else, and that's why it made sense to me. I trusted him to be president because I trusted his judgment.
Yeah.
Correct? Here's the thing. I trust Yang, and because I trust Yang, I'm gonna trust his judgment on who is better for president.
I get where
Yeah.
you're coming from a political standpoint, because you have such
Yeah,
respect for his political acumen, for his knowledge of that particular topic, right? I'm sorry to nitpick,
Correct.
yeah, but you know,
No, it's
yeah,
cool.
okay.
No,
But it does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm not telling you who to vote for.
yeah,
I'm just telling you what the way I'm seeing things, because
yeah,
honestly, I didn't come into this because I wanted to vote for. I didn't want to vote for Trump to begin with.
yeah. Because I've done a
So
bunch of interviews, so some people see it another way. That's just, I've just seen that. Like, I get what you're saying,
no,
though.
you're right.
I get both sides of
Yeah,
it, for real. Yeah, and there's truths to both
absolutely.
sides. Yeah,
No, you're right.
yeah,
Absolutely. But just like for me, I'm seeing it like, you know what? I may not. First of all, Biden was not. He was not even my fifth choice. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Biden was probably number six.
And
You
then
know,
choosing Kamala like pushed it down further. Oh well.
yeah,
Yeah, it didn't help. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. But you know what? At the same time, at this point in time,
I get it.
you
Yeah.
know, I still don't want Trump.
Yang says Trump is problematic, so there are some
I
things to back that up, like some factual stuff, like about taxes and stuff like that. But I get like people who are Trump supporters too. Like I get all the sides of it, but I understand what you're saying, and I have a lot of respect for Yang too. And I would say that I would say it's a reasonable decision to make, and one that I would support. Yeah.
No, of course. Well, here's the thing. I mean, at one point I was saying to myself, you know what? I'm just going to vote for Yang.
That's
I'm
cool,
gonna
man.
write him in,
I respect both ways, yeah.
and that's what I.
Yeah.
And
But Yang
that's
asked
what
you to
that's
vote
what
for
I
Biden,
thought.
so as a group, right, actually I've told people, right, people say, yo, Ed, you know what I mean, like you seem like so viciously against Biden, blah, blah, blah. There's like, that not really true, yeah? The thing is, well, I will tell you what I want. The thing is that I want a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like as in terms of like Yang, like what are we really getting, you know what I mean? Like I will go for it, but I would do Biden, but negotiation time for me is not over yet. You know what I mean? Negotiation time. I'm gonna keep pushing the negotiation until November, and I want to see something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep riding that.
Correct.
I'm a hard rider. I'm a hard businessman. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that deal.
Yeah.
But if
No, no, yeah,
if
no,
the Yang Gang can move
I totally-
together, I
yeah.
will totally move with them, because that's the strength politically. As a group,
Yeah.
right? Yang Gang has one of the most together operations, right? I would say maybe after Justice Democrats, but Yang Gang is top notch. They're leaders in the game, and they are actually, I would say doing more work post campaign than the Bernie movement or Tulsi movement or really Pete or Amy or any of them. Yang Gang is really phenomenal. They were so strong, they were even able to force Andrew Yang into the DNC convention to speak when they tried to silence him. That's the power of the
right.
Yang Gang. You got to respect it. Yeah. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So aside from these other campaigns that I've worked for, I'm doing other things. I've joined now Humanity Forward as a graphic designer as well.
Okay.
So I'm doing graphics with them. I was, and also there's another movement called the Math Movement that just started.
Cool.
And this is spearheaded by Heidi Briones and Tully Baker, who are they're putting this together. It's kind of like an organization that trains people for community organizing.
Yeah.
And so that's their mission is basically they will train you to work on political campaigns, for example. So when somebody decides to run, if I decided to run for Congress, I don't have a team behind me.
Yeah.
But guess what? Through the Math Movement, they're going to be able to provide and say, hey, we've certified these people, and we're giving you a graphic designer. We're giving you, we're giving you everything that you'll need: phone bankers, text bankers, people who are basically going to be professionals in helping you with your campaign. So it's definitely very cool. It's something that I don't know if anyone has ever done that before.
There's there's actually quite a few organizations that are trying to do that, including MPP, including Taking Action Group, which was my group. But there's a lot of different spins to that. There's some ways that it goes right. There's some ways it goes wrong. But it's actually something that any activist group should really take into serious consideration about sustainability and continuing on. You know that I have some plans to try to make those things happen that I'm trying to enact right now. But it's all good, homie. You know what I mean? Welcome to to this to this realm. It's a tough realm, man. It's a battlefield, and there's not a
It
lot
is a
of
battlefield.
yeah. But hey,
It is
man,
about,
live to fight, man. I love it. Yeah, I love to fight.
it's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of great people. There's I do a lot of other things for other people behind the scenes that
Cool.
I don't really talk about or mention, but I just do it.
Let's talk about what you can mention. What are your plans for the future?
Oh no, I mean I can mention everything, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I
go
just
ahead,
don't-
go ahead. Let us know.
No,
Let
no,
us know.
no. I'm saying I can mention it. I just don't always mention it because it's like,
The list is too long. I seen you everywhere, man.
the list
Yeah.
is long.
Even before, right? The thing is that I was monitoring all the campaigns because I always want to know everything that's going on. Yeah. And I saw you as active before, right? Before Yang dropped. So I knew of you. Yeah. And I knew that you were active. So I knew you were a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, on
I
Facebook,
would
I
watch
was.
everybody. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's funny because I used to hate Twitter.
Yeah.
I hated Twitter with a passion. I thought Twitter was the messiest platform ever.
Right.
Like I didn't understand how it worked. How do you, if you reply to somebody, the threads, how they worked? I never understood.
I'm still figuring it out now.
Yeah,
You gotta teach me, man. I
I'll
appreciate
teach you.
that. Yeah.
I'll teach you for sure.
Cool.
So I was so into, like, Facebook is so easy to understand, and so it's so clean, right?
Yes.
But when Andrew Yang suspended, I said no. I know that Andrew Yang is mostly very active on Twitter, so I got to get on Twitter because I can't lose that voice. You know, I can't. You know, and so I said, all right, let me. So I got on Twitter and I said I'm gonna force myself to like it, and I started getting on.
What is your Twitter, by the way?
Nel Nieves. Well, Nel Nieves at Nel Nieves.
Link in the description. All right, everybody, sign up right now. Yeah. What other
Link in the
platforms? What other social media platforms are you on?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on. Well, I'm not as active on Instagram, but I am on Instagram.
Okay.
On Instagram, it's Nel Nieves Pro.
We'll put all the links in the description once again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
You put all
just
the,
so you guys know
but-
what he's on. Yeah.
Yeah, but I use my. Here's the thing. I'm a photographer, graphic designer, local here in New York, and so my Instagram is more geared towards my photography.
Cool.
And my Facebook is just my Facebook for friends, but my Twitter is very, very heavily political. On everything that's, you know, I do put a few things that I like. Like I'm a huge DC fan.
Okay.
I love Marvel movies. I love DC movies. But my favorite superhero is Superman. Yeah, I love Superman.
Do you have like on your Instagram? Is that basically maybe like a portfolio of your work so people could check that out? Maybe there's another.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe there's someone else who's thinking about running for office. They know that you've done some political work. Maybe they want to check you out. You know.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we have the links right there. Boom.
Yeah, I haven't yet done any photography for any of the politicians that I've worked for.
Yeah, but you've done the graphics. Yeah, I've seen the graphics. They're good.
But I've done the graphics, but I don't, on my Instagram. I don't post what those graphics. Maybe I should post some of the graphics, right? But I haven't done that. I haven't done that. You know, I haven't really pushed that.
Well, then you get to come back here and then tell us when you do that, all right? And that'll be
Oh,
great.
yeah,
Great
right.
reason to have you back
Absolutely.
on. Yeah. Cool.
Absolutely,
I'll
yeah.
be waiting for that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. But but I mean, there's a lot of things. I don't do a lot. Like right now, I'm helping phone bankers in Humanity Forward.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing. You know, every week they're having phone banking, not a phone banking party.
I think you're using the old school names, Humanity First now, but yeah. I used to call it
Humanity
Humanity
First.
Forward all the time too.
Oh
yeah.
no, I'm sorry, Humanity Forward. That's what I meant
Humanity
to
First.
say.
Yeah, they changed it, but it was Humanity Forward for the longest. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but they're doing they do phone bank classes, I guess, or presentations on phone banking, and you know it's training for phone banking, and if you want to get involved in any type of political campaign, that's a good way to do it if you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
If you don't have the talent for graphic design or photography, or you know, but if you like to write copy, if you like to,
you know, even though I have all those skills, even though I'm making videos, even though I'm organizing, I still phone bank. It's so important, yeah? And there's so few people willing to do it. It's hard to hear no or get hung up on again and again and again. But really, those are the warriors and those are the ones who make the difference. And I got some plans to, and that's where Yang Gang is strong. Yang Gang is willing to do what it takes to bring change to society. There's a lot of people out there that are not willing to do that. They're only willing to make Facebook posts, and they're only willing to, like, post angry posts on Twitter. They're not willing to do what it takes. Nell, I've seen him multiple times, multiple phone banks, multiple like meetups. Yeah. Okay. So I know.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah,
I am everywhere.
And that's actually people might look at Nell and they'll see, like, him getting like interviews and pageants, stuff like that. That's because the guy puts in work. He's earned it. You know what I mean? And you guys can all earn that too. So contact Nell, follow him, see, like, he's a great role model. I'm so happy to meet you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, same here, man. Well, you're not that far from me, so we should meet up one day. We'll get some pizza over there at that place at Seneca.
Oh yeah, I like that place. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I like that.
It's Center Street in Seneca over there by you.
Yo, I have some favorite restaurant. You like Greek food? Cause in Astoria, it's official. You got that, like, the fish the fish done right, the octopus. Oh yes, man.
Dude, that's perfect. So you pay for the Greek food. I'll pay for
You wild, bro. You wild. I like that though. This guy's always jokes. He's always a fun time, and he's like honestly the big homie. Yeah. So I love this guy to death, man. Yeah. And much respect, man. So we're gonna. Anything else you want to share with the folks before we end this?
Yeah. Well, before I end this, I want to say, listen, there are congressional candidates that are running for Congress right now. Blair Walsingham in Tennessee. You got. Erica Rhodes is running for 2022. Well, those are the people I'm working with right now. So Math Movement. These organizations need donations to work. If you can somehow donate even $1, $2, $10, whatever you can to Blair, to Erica, to Math Movement, to Humanity Forward. All of these organizations and campaigns could really use it. We're trying to push universal basic income. It's something that Tulsi was for as well.
Now it's very popular. A lot of people are for it.
It's very popular. A lot of people are for it.
It's who wants to politically say no to giving out money? Come on.
Yeah. That's the thing. We had an Asian man running for president who actually said, "I want to give you money." Yeah. And there were people that actually said no to that. Like, it doesn't make sense because they wanted to be the one to provide the solution, and it doesn't matter whether it helps the people or not. They have to be the one. It's got to be me. I'm the hero, not you. What, man? Whatever, man. It's all over the left, man. I'm so sorry, man. That's part of the game, bro. But that's why you find the real ones like yourself, right? The real ones that are gonna push and aren't afraid to do the right. People like that usually don't want to do the low level work, right? They're scared, or they don't have time for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, humble yourself. You know what I mean? If you really believe in, listen, helping others. I'm honestly, I'm doing all of this volunteer. I'm not getting paid for it. Yeah, you got a skill set that others don't, though. Honestly, your graphics are wicked. You guys saw at the beginning, right? Yeah. And also, what I really like about this guy is he keeps the spirits up. So when you have the group together, right, he's kind of like that guy who, like, keeps, things on the upbeat. And that's important, because it can be it's a tough grind. It's a battle. So we need people exactly like you, man. Thank you so much for being an inspiration. And, I'm sure this video is going to get a lot of love because I know you're a super popular guy, man. I hope so. I hope you get a lot of love, bro. It's all good, man. Subscribe. Like and subscribe, please. Thanks, brother. Yeah. All right. You got it. Good night, folks. Fun. Okay. Nell Nieves, that's the man right there. God bless. All right. Peace. Take care. All right.
It's a dark day in our nation when high-level authorities will seek to use every method to silence dissent. The truth must be told.
And if you want the truth, you need to check out independent media producers just like myself, DJ L7. You should subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications when I release a new video.
Truth of these words is beyond doubt.
That includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Unfortunately, we have definitely seen that these mainstream outlets will cave to corporate interests, so we encourage you to join our independently moderated communities of Reddit and Discord. We also encourage you to subscribe to us on BitChute and Daily Motion so you can see the content that YouTube doesn't want us to let you see. Hey, now it's time for the most important part of the video. That's right. It's time for us to tell you about the Taking Action Group. Do you need an activist? Or maybe there's no activists around willing to help you with your cause and you need to learn to become an activist. That's exactly why we're here. Every week we get it with people from across the nation, in fact even sometimes internationally, and we develop strategies and a game plan to address the issues that are affecting all of us. Every week myself from New York City and of course my co-host Lisa from Los Angeles provide a coast-to-coast perspective on what's going on in the country. If you want to donate to help out with expenses, travel, equipment, stuff like that, then I definitely appreciate it, and you can hit us off at Venmo or PayPal. Thanks a lot. Hey, by the way, we also have a merch store, so check it out. Oh my goodness, it seems like you've reached the end of the video, so make sure you check out some of our other videos. Make sure you subscribe. This is your last chance to do so thanks a lot. And looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment below if you have any questions or issues you'd like me to address. And if you're an activist, the time to make things happen is now.